The lights of Crestwood High snap on at exactly 11:00 p.m. every single night. Neighbors think it's faulty wiring, but tonight, janitor Mr. Collins feels something colder in the air. As he walks past the lockers, a sudden slam echoes down the hallway. A classroom door, room 204, swings shut on its own. He approaches slowly, calling out, but the silence that answers feels wrong, like the school is holding its breath. When he opens the door, the room is empty. Yet the chalkboard begins to move, chalk scraping across it with a screech. 2 words appear, "Welcome back." The temperature drops to freezing. A shadow passes behind him, brushing his shoulder like a hand. But when he spins around, nothing is there. His radio screeches with static. Then a voice whispers through it. Faint, broken, familiar. It's the voice of a student who died 20 years ago in a fire. At that same moment, Principal Hart receives an email notification on his phone. The sender's name makes his blood turn to ice. Liam Harper, the student who died in that fire. The email contains only 4 words. Class starts at midnight. Emily, Jake, Tyler, and Mia sneak into Crestwood High after seeing the lights flashing like warnings. As the heavy doors close behind them, the intercom crackles to life, speaking in a slow, whispery voice that doesn't sound fully human. "Students, take your seats." Every classroom door slams open in unison, echoing like gunshots. Desks screech across floors and arrange themselves perfectly, as if preparing for invisible students. On the teacher's desk in room 108 lies a roll call sheet. Jake picks it up, and the group stares in horror. Their names are written in fresh ink, but below theirs are 5 more. Tyler reads them aloud, and Mia recognizes the names instantly. They belong to students who died over the decades in this very building. A bus accident, a lab explosion, a drowning in the pool. Suddenly, soft footsteps fill the hallway. Hollow, rhythmic, synchronized. The teenagers hide behind lockers just as shadowy figures drift past bodies shaped like students, but their faces blurry and their eyes glowing faintly white. Jake whispers, "They're taking attendance." Tyler swallows hard and mutters, "What happens when they call our names?" The intercom clicks again, whispering, "Emily Parker present." The hallway stretches unnaturally, as if the school is breathing and reshaping itself around them. Desperate for a hiding place, Emily pulls open a classroom door, but the moment she steps inside, it slams shut with a violent force that rattles the windows. She pounds the door, but it won't budge. The lights flicker, and the posters peel backward in time, their colors fading into old 1980s versions. The desks morph into wooden ones, carved with initials from decades ago. Suddenly, a girl sits in the back row, a cheerleader, uniform burnt and torn, hair covering her face. Emily's heart pounds. She whispers, "Are you okay?" The girl slowly raises her head. Her face is scarred from flames, her eyes dark and smoky, as if ash lives inside them. She points to the chalkboard where a date writes itself in thick, dusty strokes. October 12, 1989. Smoke begins leaking from the corners of the room, filling Emily's lungs with the scent of burning paper. The walls glow with flickering orange light. It's like the classroom is replaying the fire that killed her. The girl reaches out and grabs Emily's wrist tightly. Her voice cracks as she says, "Leave, before the bell rings for me again." Emily bursts out of the room and runs to the others, breathless and shaking. Suddenly, every clock in the hallway freezes on 12:59 a.m. The silence is suffocating. Jake looks around and whispers, "It feels like the whole place is waiting for something." Then the bell explodes through the building with a single, sharp ring. Ding! The lights instantly shut off. Red emergency bulbs flicker on, bathing the hallways in a bloody glow. Lockers slam open, releasing violent gusts of icy air. Slowly, dozens of shadow students step out, moving in perfect synchronized silence. Their eyes glow like dying coals. A deep, warped voice echoes over the intercom. Late students will be punished. The main office door swings open. A tall figure steps out, skeletal, towering, with a melted principal's badge fused into its chest. Pieces of charred skin cling to its suit. Its face is half burned, half shadow. It tilts its head unnaturally, studying the teens. The air vibrates as it speaks. "Welcome to the night shift." Jake whispers, "Run." But the creature lifts a finger, and every exit door slams shut at once, sealing them in the glowing red maze. The creature steps forward, dragging long, shadowy tendrils across the tiles. "I am Principal Howard," it announces, voice splitting like static. "I died in the lab explosion you all ignore, but I continued my duties after hours." Emily trembles as the shadow students surround them in a widening circle. Howard raises a hand, and the ground beneath Tyler cracks open. Black, smoky arms erupt from the floor, grabbing Tyler's legs and dragging him downward. His scream echoes across the entire school. Emily lunges forward, but is yanked back by Jake. The floor seals over Tyler as if he was never there. Howard whispers, "Attendance must be complete. Missing students will be retrieved." Jake notices something strange. The shadow students avoid stepping under the security cameras, the only places untouched by darkness. They're scared of the cameras. He whispers, "Maybe the cameras show what's real." They make a run for the camera-lined hallway, dodging shadow arms that claw at their clothes. But Howard appears instantly in front of them, blocking the hallway, his burned face inches from Jake's. "No skipping, class," he growls. The walls behind them begin to pulse like a heartbeat. Howard extends his hand. Shadows swirl around it like smoke. Mia breaks away from the group and sprints toward the security room, her footsteps echoing through twisting hallways. She slams the door shut behind her and turns toward the wall of monitors. What she sees freezes her blood. The cameras show a perfectly normal Crestwood High, peaceful, empty, untouched. But outside the screens, the hallway is warped, burned, dripping with shadows. Mia realizes the truth. The school is split into two overlapping timelines, the real one and the cursed one born from the explosion, the one controlled by Principal Howard. She fast-forwards old footage and watches the exact moment the lab experiment detonated, ripping a glowing time scar into existence. Spirits of students and staff were trapped inside it. Every midnight, the scar reopens, dragging new victims with it. Mia finds a control labeled Force Unlock, main doors in the real timeline. If she activates it, they might escape. She slams the button. Somewhere far away, the real doors click open, but the screens suddenly glitch. Howard's charred face appears on every monitor, eyes glowing white. A low voice echoes through the speakers, trying to leave before graduation. The door behind Mia rattles as a shadowy hand begins to push through. Mia escapes at the last second and reunites with Emily and Jake. Now the school flickers like a malfunctioning video, glimpses of the real world overlapping with the haunted version. Doors appear and disappear. Lockers shift between shiny metal and melted, twisted shapes. The teens realize they must time their movements with the flickers. Emily sees the burnt cheerleader girl again at the end of the hallway. This time, the girl points urgently toward the glowing exit from the real timeline. "Run while the scar is open." Her voice echoes inside Emily's head. Suddenly, Howard releases a shrill, ear-splitting howl. Every shadow student turns toward the teens and charges. The group sprints through hallways that stretch and contract like breathing lungs. Ghostly hands swipe at them from the cursed timeline, while broken furniture blocks them in the real one. Tyler's distant screams rise through the floor, begging for help, but the group knows stopping means death. The exit flickers like a dying flame. Jake yells, "When it sinks, we go." The walls twist violently as the timelines overlap, creating a chaotic, shifting corridor that could vanish at any second. Behind them, Howard bellows, "Return to your assigned classrooms." The exit pulses between real and cursed worlds, glowing brighter with each flicker. Emily, Jake, and Mir run toward it as the school collapses behind them. Shadow students claw the air, their forms breaking apart like smoke in a storm. Howard rises above them, growing larger, his body merging with the darkness. Class is not dismissed. He roars, the floor cracking under his voice. Jake grabs a fire alarm and pulls. The piercing siren explodes through the building, disrupting the scar's timeline hold. The walls glitch, lockers flicker, and the shadow students freeze mid-chase. Emily pushes the others toward the glowing doorway. The second they leap through, the world snaps. They crash onto the cold grass outside. Crestwood High stands silent, dark, dead. The windows show nothing but black. At 3:00 a.m., the building releases one final pulse of red light, then goes completely still. Police arrive minutes later. Officer Daniels frowns and says, "Kid, this school has been abandoned for years. No janitor, no Principal Howard, no staff." Emily stares at the dark building, heart pounding. Suddenly, one window on the top floor flickers with a dim red glow. The bell rings softly into the night ding. Class will resume tomorrow.